The New England Patriots are walking into the biggest week of the season. And the wild part is, the loudest story is not even about a play. It is about a missing moment. One day, your mind is locked on the Seattle Seahawks. The next day, the whole fan base is staring at one simple question: where is Drake Maye? That is how fast Super Bowl week can flip on you. One small sighting or one missing sighting can feel like the ground moved under your feet. But here's the twist. The first wave of fear was chasing the wrong thing. The early worry was that the shoulder turned into something serious, and that the Patriots were trying to hide it. Then the update hit. It was illness. Not a setback, not a disaster, just a sick day. The kind that can happen at the worst possible time. And Mike Vrabel did not treat it like drama. He treated it like a locker room problem you cannot let spread. Because one bug in the building can turn into 10 guys dragging through meetings when you need every brain sharp and every body fresh. Still, do not get too comfortable, because this is where the pressure starts doing its job. A quarterback can be fine, and the panic can still be real. The scary part is how fast a single practice window turns into a headline, then turns into a storm, then turns into people rewriting the whole Super Bowl in their head before lunch. And once that first spark catches, it stops being just about Drake Maye. It turns into who else was not seen, what it means, and why one quick report can make a calm week feel like it is spinning. That is exactly what happened next. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Patriots and all the NFL content. Let's aim for 250 likes on this video. The New England Patriots did not even take a snap, and the pressure still found a way to hit like a blitz. One small note shows up on a screen, and suddenly the day feels loud. People do not wait for facts in Super Bowl week. They react first, look for proof after their heart rate is already up. Here's what makes it worse. The early practice window is short, and it is almost silent. Just a few minutes where everyone is watching warm-ups like it is evidence. When the biggest name is not clearly seen right away, fans do not think maybe, they think disaster. The story grows faster than the reality. Someone posts a time, someone else argues the time, another person adds a guess, and now you have a full storm built from a sliver of information. And once that storm starts, it becomes its own game. Every refresh feels like a new down. Every new post feels like a turnover swing. The pressure point is simple. The Patriots cannot afford a week where the outside noise gets into the building. So the next thing that matters is the first real explanation that comes straight from the source, not the feed. And when that explanation lands, the mood changes fast. The New England Patriots did what smart teams do when the noise gets too loud. They answered it fast, and they did not dress it up. The message was simple. The quarterback situation was not spiraling. The building was still steady, and the outside panic was running ahead of the truth. What people missed is the detail that mattered. Drake Maye was still part of the day. He was still connected to the plan. Meetings still happened. Prep still moved. The work did not stop just because the cameras did not get their normal shot. That is the real signal. When a team treats something like a crisis, you feel it in how they talk, how they hide, how they stall. This did not feel like that. It felt like a team protecting its routine and protecting the locker room from a problem that can spread fast at the worst time. But calm does not erase the bigger question. It just clears the air so the real one can finally breathe. The Patriots can control the headlines for a day. They cannot control what happens when the game plan meets real contact. That is why the next layer matters more than the first update. It is not about who was seen. It is about what the body can handle when the pressure is real, and what changes if that right shoulder needs to be managed even a little. The New England Patriots are not fighting a headline anymore. They are fighting a choice. How much risk do you allow when the prize is a ring? Drake Maye can say he feels good, and the staff can believe him, and the doubt can still sit there like a weight, because a throwing shoulder does not have to be broken to matter. It only has to be a little off, just enough to make one decision slower, One throw tighter, one hit feel sharper than it should. The part nobody can ignore is how coaches think when the margin is this small. If you are Josh McDaniels, you are not tearing up the whole plan. You are trimming the parts that invite contact. You protect your quarterback from the cheap collisions. You rethink the plays that send him into traffic. You make sure the ball can come out clean, and if he runs, it is because the moment demands it, not because the call forces it. That is not fear, that is control. And control is how you survive a game that can swing on one awkward landing. And now, the clock changes everything, because the Patriots are about to shift into travel mode, where every decision gets even tighter. Practice schedules get managed. Exposure gets managed. Information gets managed. You can feel the team narrowing its world down to the only thing that matters. Arriving healthy, arriving sharp, arriving ready to take hits and still throw the next ball like nothing happened. What happens when they pack up and head west is going to tell you more than any rumor ever could. The New England Patriots are now in the strangest part of the season, where the schedule itself starts playing defense. The doors close a little more. The practice view gets smaller. The answers come later than fans want. And that quiet gap does something ugly. It makes every little detail feel like a warning sign, even when it is just normal planning. This is where people get tricked. The league still expects updates, even when a team is not fully practicing. And the public only sees a thin slice of what is really happening. Coaches can keep the real work private, not to be shady, but to keep a routine clean and protect the group. That is why one report can sound like a siren, while the building stays calm. You're watching shadows on a wall, not the full room. And once you accept that, the tension shifts in a more serious direction. Not rumors, not vibes, availability. Because when the game is this close, it is not just about one headline. It is about whether the full unit stays intact. That is when eyes turn to the defense, the support pieces, and the names that decide if the Patriots stay strong for 4 quarters when it matters most. The New England Patriots are learning the hard truth about this stage of the season. It is never just one name. Super Bowl week turns every sore joint into a headline, every late appearance into a theory, every quiet absence into a bigger story than it should be. And once the quarterback noise cools down, your eyes naturally drift to the next layer, because a championship is not won by one player feeling okay. It is won by the whole machine staying intact. That is why the list hits different when you see Harold Landry and Robert Spillane mentioned in the same breath, because those are the kinds of bodies and voices that shape a defense before the ball is even snapped. Then you add Thayer Munford Jr., and it stops feeling like a simple update and starts feeling like a balancing act up front. The kind that decides whether your offense gets clean pockets or messy ones. Even the softer tags matter, like Hunter Henry being managed or Terrell Jennings still trying to clear the last bit of the road back, because the Patriots are not just stacking talent. They are trying to keep timing, trust, and roles from getting shaken at the worst moment. And here's the part people keep skipping past. This is not just injury talk. It is a preview of how the game could feel. If one piece is not right, someone else has to take a bigger share, more snaps, more stress, more moments where one mistake can get remembered forever. That is why the next conversation gets real fast, because even with names moving in and out, the Patriots have still been winning with their defense, like it has teeth, like it has answers, like it has been building toward one last test. Now we have to talk about what that defense has actually done to get here, and why the excuses around it are starting to sound weak. The New England Patriots defense is getting talked about like it is a lucky story, and that is the lazy take people reach for when they do not want to admit what they are watching. You hear the same noise every week. The other team was hurt. The other team was missing somebody. It was the matchup. It was the moment. But the Patriots keep doing it anyway. 3 playoff games, 3 opponents, and the same ending. Quarterbacks rushed. pockets crushed, drives choked down until the field feels small. The part that hits hardest is the proof, not the hype. They are giving up 0.72 points per drive in the playoffs. And that is not a cute stat. That is a warning label. Milton Williams is the center of the storm because once he starts walking a guard back, the whole play breaks, even if nobody gets credit. Christian Barmore makes it worse because you cannot slide help to both of them without leaving somebody exposed. Then you look outside and see Clayvon Chesson playing like a man who finally found the right role at the right time. Speed and power showing up when it matters most. And it is not just the rush, it is the nerve. Christian Gonzalez has been taking air out of late drives. Carlton Davis and Marcus Jones have been closing windows, and Jalen Hawkins has been steady enough to keep the back end calm. Even Craig Woodson, playing like a real rookie who does not flinch, adds a quiet edge because it lets the coaches call things they would not call if they did not trust him. The defense has earned the respect, but here's the tension. A defense can drag you to the doorstep. It cannot finish the job alone, and the Patriots are about to face a moment where the offense has to match that force with a plan that does not waste a single snap. The New England Patriots are one win away, and the scary part is this game will not be decided by the loudest highlight. It will be decided by the one mistake nobody can take back. That is why everything starts with one simple idea. Control the night before the night controls you. The safest heartbeat is Ramondre Stevenson, not because he is flashy, but because he can turn chaos into calm, carry the pressure, and keep the Seahawks from turning this into a track meet. But the plan only works if the hidden fight gets won, the protection fight. Morgan Moses has to hold the edge like it is personal, because the moment the pocket caves, the whole story changes. And when your left side is being tested, you do not need hero football, you need clean football. That is where Trevayon Henderson becomes a quiet clue, not a headline, because his role says what the staff trusts most when the risk is highest: ball security, pass protection, and the hard yards that break a defense's will. Then you zoom out and realize this is also a field position game disguised as a Super Bowl. One big return from Antonio Gibson can steal a drive. One steady kick from Andy Borregales can turn a tense series into points. And suddenly, the Patriots are playing from ahead, which is where their defense becomes even more dangerous. Across the field, Sam Darnold is going to try to punch early, and Talanoa Hufanga is going to bring the kind of contact that makes every decision feel heavier. The first few drives will tell you the truth, what the Patriots really want this game to be, and which team blinks first.